I'm in the basement again. My daughter's home. She's been home all day. And oh my gosh, I had to go out today, which I hardly ever do. Isn't that terrible? to be such a, and go, 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 and then now all these years just staying home. And I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not missing out on anything. But I had to go look for some of my stuff to sell. It kind of makes, I had to go, I was on the hunt today for vintage fishing lures, which is so hard to find. You might as well forget about it. Because where's everybody's box of fishing tackle that their grandpa had in the shed or in the garage that nobody wanted? Well, let's see. Vintage fishing lures, vintage Ralph Lauren. Who knew? Who knew men's vintage Ralph Lauren from, I don't know, 90s, you know, early 2000s. But stuff like that is what I look for. Vintage, you know, 70s coats. Just all kinds of weird things. Men's from the anything from the 30s and 40s, like men's those in the 20s, like the silk hand painted ties, stuff that nobody wants. Why can't I find it? Why any other time they're all there, except when I go out and look for them, which I didn't get to go very much anymore. But and I will tell you, women's vintage lingerie. Who knew that one? Who knew all those panties that your grandma had or your mom had for all those years? And that's another thing. See, people save stuff. When they go clean out houses, they throw all that out first because they don't donate that. They just throw them out. That's where the money's at. Throw them all out. So, but I still go hunt for them. Never find them. Just once in a while. Once in a while, I find some, but it's all that stuff. People throw them out. What do? Try to tell them. What do? Old Gillette razors, Jen screw, put the razor in. Oh, look for those all the time. Before, I could find them everywhere. Now I can't find them anywhere. Old razors, the Schick and the Gillette. If you got like those little metal cases and that's got a hose set in them, not used, keep them. Anyway, that's my whole other thing. But that's what I had to do. I was like, I have to find something to get on to sell to make some money because I don't ever go out. I'm here. And can I tell you, my phone blew up the whole time. I couldn't even look because my phone was blowing up the whole time. All I was doing was reading and reading. And I'm like, okay, as soon as I get home. And I've spent the past, 4 hours trying to merge these last 3 videos I did because I kept having to stop. And I'm like, I cannot just put all 3 of these on because I kept having to stop. Oh my gosh, I merged them. I found a thing on here and I had to download it. I had to do all this stuff, like make a movie. I almost sound like I made a movie is what I had to do. I still don't even know what I'm doing. And so that's what I did. So it's taken, I don't know, an hour to upload. I think I'm at an hour now. So I don't know if it's going to turn out or not. I might have to do it in 3 separate ones. So if I do, that's the way it is. Anyway, this is like the tail end of that, what I didn't get finished today. Okay, I left off today talking about how I saw those, how I first saw what I saw. Okay, so that explains everything into detail, what it was. But then I was completely aware of what was out there, all right? So when the Lord told us that he was going to remove the veil, I knew what was going to be out there, what was going to be seen. Plus more. I did. So it's so important, to stay close to Jesus. Believe in him. Plead the blood of Jesus. Plead the blood of Jesus Christ around you. All over your homes, everywhere, your car. It's just a constant thing, It's a constant thing. Somebody asked me about pouring my heart out. When I say empty yourself. When I say empty, I mean empty the crap out of there. We all got a lot of crap. Empty your baggage. Get it out. Get it out. There's some things that's hard for us to bring up and face. Okay? It is. That's why it's hard for us to be around many, certain people. Maybe something happened in our past. When we see them, it brings it all up front and center. So, a lot of parents and their children have unresolved issues. Some in childhood, some in teenage years, some in early. I don't know what it is, but I know there's a lot of it out there. There really is. Gotta let it all go. Let it all go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Get it all up and out. Whatever yuck is in there, get it all up and out. Like I said, you go to Jesus, just tell him, you know, I don't even know what to do with this. This has been in me so long, Lord, I don't even know what to do with it. But I'm giving it to you because I'm going to cleanse it out. I mean, I'm not carrying it anymore. I'm not holding any grudges. I'm not holding any regrets. I am not holding any hatred, jealousy, nothing. Here it goes. I forgive everybody. I forgive everything. Take it all out. Take it all out. And don't fester on it. It's one thing saying you're going to do it. But then you go and think about it. You know, sit and think about how they did you wrong and, you know, what you had to pay, the price you had to pay, really. It's the price you had to pay for everything. Because of the people in your life. Well, you know, I know that. I know it. But look at the price he had to pay. I don't think none of us could have withstood that. He's saying, look, if I did it, you can do it. I know you can. Because you can't truly comprehend what's waiting for you. And if you truly could comprehend what's waiting for you, it'd be, I'm getting rid of that. I'm getting rid of that. Here it goes. Here it goes. That's what you got to do. So when I say empty yourself, don't let nothing come and settle. Don't do it. You know, got a mother-in-law, you're going to be around a couple days, and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, I don't even want to be around her. You're setting yourself up already. And then when you go there, all that stuff that you thought you were going to let go or whatever comes back. See, that's the thing, is don't let it come back. Don't let it come back. Okay? Don't let it come back. When you purge that stuff, you purge it and you let it go. Empty yourself. You know? Do you have to, let me tell you what, you don't have, when I say ask Jesus to forgive you, okay, let me give you an example. Okay, I wake up, he's first thing on my mind, right? First thing on my mind. Today I woke up with a picture right before I opened my eyes. I heard this. Well, no, they want to move the spring clothes out, and I heard, no, God says don't. What is that? I mean, just, you know, it's almost like a dream. Like, you know how I was opening my eyes and it was like, no, let's put the spring clothes out. And I heard, no, God doesn't want the spring clothes out. I don't know what that is. But throughout the day, you know, sometimes I start festering, I start thinking about things. It could be, I don't know, it could be that dishwasher that doesn't work upstairs and I look at it and it brings back a memory of something, you know. Then I'll start thinking about that memory. And then before you know it, I'm hand washing the dishes, which is okay. And I'm talking to myself. I'm having a two-way total conversation with myself. That, because of that dishwasher that I just looked at, reminded me of something 10 years ago. Now, I'm all about that thing again. See what I mean? And I'm thinking about it. I'm having a two-way conversation of what I said, of what they said, of what I should have said, of what I wanted to say, and you know how we do this, okay? So I had to stop. I had to stop and go, what are you doing? Are you just nuts? What are you doing? Stop. I was aware. I stopped it, okay? I stopped it. Because see, if I would have let it go on, would the world have ended? No. But I'll tell you what would have happened, probably. It would have stayed on my mind. Stayed on my mind. Instead of thinking about him, going to him, thinking about what I have to do for him and all the other stuff good, I'd have been sitting back in that chair thinking about that. That. What can I do about that? It's nothing. I haven't thought about it forever and a year. I mean, ever and ever. And now all of a sudden I'm going to think about it because I looked at that broken dishwasher. You understand what I'm saying to you? This is how it goes. So next thing I know, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm sitting thinking about something from 10 years ago that is nothing in my life. It's already settled and done. Maybe there's no closure there, okay? That's a problem. We don't have closure, okay, in things. Relationships, there's no closure. So it's hard to move past it because there's no closure. Well, guess what? We got to close it. We got to close it, There may not be no closure, but it's over. You got to leave it where it is. You got to leave it where it is, okay? And that's what you got to do. Because then, let's say my daughter would come home, then I would come out of my mouth. You know what? I was just thinking. Remember when that happened? Blah 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 blah. Okay, and she would have said, "Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh my gosh! See, we brought it up. We brought it out. We brought it up. Next thing you know, she's remembering something else. Well, you remember also when that happened. Then this happened. Oh, that's right. That did happen. Oh, see." See how that goes? See how that goes? See how that goes? Just empty it. Empty it. When you feel it starting, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it. Don't let it go there. I gotta catch myself doing that. Of course I do. Sometimes I get so mad at that dog. Oh God, it drives me crazy. Now he's biting me. I think he senses she's pregnant. And so even when I walk in her bedroom, he's on the bed and he just jumps. During the day, he's my best friend. I mean, because I was really his original mother. I just couldn't stand a spastic dog, so I gave him back to my daughter. So here you go. I can't handle him. I'm sorry. I know my limitations, I know my weaknesses and my faults, and a nutty dog is just not something I can handle. But he drives me crazy. And I find sometimes I'm just like, and I tell him, Jesus is coming pretty soon. And if you don't be good, I'm telling you, he's watching everything you do. But sometimes I catch myself, and before I know it, a cuss word wants to come out. It does, out of nowhere. It's not like it's sitting on my mind or nothing, but before I know it, it'll be, oh, Arlo, and I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm so sorry about that. Where'd that come from? I'm so sorry. That just came out so easy, It did come out really easy. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I haven't done that in a long time. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Anything that I feel is offensive. It's not that I sit all day long and say, oh, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, like that. Many times I look up and I go, well, you know what that was. But I really try to watch before I come out. So I'm not having to all day long ask for forgiveness, I really try to be aware of the steps I take. And I try to stop myself before I go there. I do. Sometimes when you live with somebody whose mood directs your day, what kind of day you're going to have depends on what side of the bed they wake up on. Are they going to be, are they happy today? Then you're happy. Oh, they're in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. Oh, yeah, he's all. Oh. Then if they're not, it's like, oh, no, I can't talk today because, oh, no, they're not a really good mood. No, I can't. I got to go because, and it's not good. It's not good. You fester then. Okay, you fester. Because then you got resentment for them making you feel like that all day long. So everything you face all day long settles wrong in you. You got to get rid of that. You got to get over it and get rid of it. It's stuff that's making you look left and right, not forward. Empty. Empty all this out. If you have childhood memories that just pin you down every day, they paralyze you. Because they were just so horrific for you. Oh my gosh, my heart just absolutely breaks. You have every right, but at the same time, gotta let them go. Gotta let them go. They've been with you this long. What have they done? By thinking of them every single day of your life, reflecting back on them, memories that you keep front and center, have they done good for you? Probably not. Probably they've held you back in certain ways or many ways. Gotta let them go. He's the only one who can fix them and take them away and take all that. Let it go. Empty it out. Empty it out. You understand? We hold on to things and they become our comfort. He's your only comfort, and that's what he's saying to you. You're in or you're out. You got to be all in here. Okay? That's why constantly he allows things to happen in your life. It's not to punish you. It's not because he hates you. Because he wants you to run to him at some point in time. He wants a full-fledged sprint. Okay? Really. He wants the Phoebe on Friends. Do you remember on Friends? You ever watch that when Phoebe runs in the park and she runs so bad and they're like embarrassed to be with her because she just doesn't know how to run? She's just all over the place, Phoebe. Do the Phoebe run. Okay? Do the Phoebe run. Get it all out. That's what he's waiting for. So sometimes he thinks, you know, he knows what's going to work. And at one of those points, it's going to work. And you're going to run to him in the Phoebe run all over the place. So, you know, let it out now. Just let it all out. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? You know, it's already happened. It's already done. Okay? It's already done. You know, you have to realize people only have the power over you that you give them. You understand that? They only have the power that you give them. That's how it goes. So, you want to give them power? Well, then, you know, you're going to feel like that. No. No. What do you think, they're going to hate you? They're not. They might be mad. They might threaten. That's the way it is. They're going to hate you. They might not like it, you know, because they've had you under their thumb. You understand that? They know they could manipulate you and make you believe in the same things that they do. People know. Trust me on this. People know when other people listen, when other people, when they have control of other people. You know, when they sense a weakness there. It's not really even a weakness. You know what it is? It's a compassion. It's a compassion. It's an ability to be flexible. Okay? An ability to be flexible and kind and nice. Like, oh, I really don't care about that. No, that's fine. You go ahead and take it. That's fine. No, I'm fine, you know? It's like the people who give other people the taxis. You know, some people aren't the people that give people the taxis. They're the people that take the taxis. Okay? And these are the people in your life that know the weaknesses of others. Okay? And they will constantly do that. Are these the people you're afraid of? That if you finally speak up and say something, they're not going to be your friend, or they're going to be mad at you? Well, so what? Big deal. Who cares? Pfft, who cares? Trust me. The only thing they're going to be mad because you're not at their beck and call. They're going to be mad because they can't control you anymore, and they're going to be mad because they don't have any power over you anymore. Understand that, okay? So let go. Let go. I remember my mom and dad when I was young. I mean, we had a great. But by the time I came along, they weren't super strict or anything, but I respected them. When they told me something, I believed it, and I did it, you know? Of course, in high school, I did things behind their back, not really big bad things, but like all kids do, but, you know, scared to death the whole time. I never could do it with an easy spirit, because my spirit wasn't in it. It's not who I was, you know, so I was paranoid the whole time, and all was worried the whole time. But I remember my mom, little bitty tiny thing, if you do dope, if you ever do that dope stuff, that's what she'd say, if you ever do that dope stuff, I'm just going to disown you. I'm going to disown you if you do that dope stuff. Mary Beth, I mean it. That dope, you take dope, you know, and my dad's right there. Right, take dope, that's it. That's our fine line, you know, that's our fine line. They didn't even know what it was. I mean, we didn't have any, none of us ever did drugs or anything like that. I guess it was that that warning she gave us. If you do dope, if you ever take dope, just never. And for my mom to say that, let me tell you, my mom loved the world. Oh, come here, I'll feed you. Come here. I mean, my mom never said a bad thing about anybody, but her line was, if you do dope, I have to walk away from you if you do dope. I don't think she would have. And she wouldn't have. Okay? But it worked. I will tell you that. That little bitty woman waving that hand and that whole thing kept us all from doing dope. Kept us all from doing dope. And then here, not in my kid, you know, we're in our kid's face doing that whole thing, and they look at us, but it took my little bitty 5'1" mom to wave her little hand, don't do dope. I'd have been devastated if she'd have shunned me. Devastated. And so that's what kept us. But you know, there's some people, okay, that people have in their life, you know, that keep that power over them until you realize it's not really true. I will tell you this. My mother, she loved us beyond anything. There's no way, no way, no way she could have turned her face back on us. She might have been mad and disappointed. She probably would have cried. She really would have. As far as disowning us, or no, never in a million years could she have, because we were her life. And I was the baby. The baby. I was named after her. I look like her. I mean, you know, but she used that, and she used it well. But that was your mother. But I mean, there are people in your life now, if you're older, you got still people saying that to you that, you know, aren't your parents, are, they got control on you, you know? They got that power thing on you because you're afraid to face them. Well, you know, you got to grow up sometime. You got to take the responsibility sometime, and you got, in order to move forward, you got to face all that. You got to do all that, or else you're never going to get rid of that yuck. You're never going to be empty. You understand? Empty it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Who cares? Really? Who cares? You know what? We get afraid. We get afraid. People are going to see the real you. They're not going to like it. They're going to see the flaws. That's what it is. You're afraid people are going to see flaws. It's like when people first meet each other. They hide. Hide all the bad stuff. Hide all the bad stuff. I used to have a friend who, she'd get up hours before her boyfriend. Ow! I mean, she wore lots of makeup. She was a southern, like, beauty queen, but like in her 50s, and still, you know, I've never even seen her ever what she really looks like. I mean, she got false eyelashes and the fingernails, and she'd get up like hours before her boyfriend because he never saw her what she really looked like. She had to hide her flaws. And so sometimes too, you push people away, so they don't see the flaws, because you just don't think they're gonna like you if they see the flaws. But you understand it's not realistic. Okay, now you understand why your other relationships don't work, because at perfection there's no such thing. Okay, it's no such thing. So if you're coming off perceiving this perfect person, this perfect life, this perfection, when there's all these flaws, at some point in time the real deal has to come in, because first of all, this person that you met isn't seeing the real you. You understand? So how can that be a good fit when they don't get to see the real you? If you're too afraid to let them see all of it, the whole flaws, how's that ever going to work? It's never going to work. Never, 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 never. 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 Because first of all, I will tell you this. Let's say they're going to get used to, seeing the person that's in front of them, you know, if you carry this on. And so the shock of the other behind it, it's not that they can't live with it, it's not that they can't deal with it, it's the shock of it being hidden for so long, okay, and shock of knowing us or you in a certain way for so long, and then to be hit in the face, surprise, surprise, with all of this, you know, backlog of it that wasn't true. They don't have time to adjust to that. They've had time to know you as you've perceived to know, you know, as you've perceived yourself, flawless, right? But then when the real reality comes out, now they have to learn a whole new you. It's going to take just as long as it did getting to know this false one, but now kind of gun shy, going, well, what else you got? How many other closets you got? You know, get out and open right off the bat. What do you got to lose? Just say it like it is. This is the way it is. I am not pretty when I wake up. Okay, I've got my head's all over the place. I got that head all over the place. I am not a pretty sight when I wake up. I am not happy when I wake up. I am, you know, my kids, this is the way they are, you know, blah, blah, blah. Get it all out. Get the yuck out. Empty, empty. If you don't empty everything in your life, doesn't that just make the truth will set you free? Because it's just so real. Because when you live with all this and you're not showing it, you're always afraid. Always afraid. Always afraid. Always afraid. So really, the truth will set you free. It really will. You know, people aren't looking for perfect. But in people's mind, they think they're looking for perfect. There's nobody's perfect. You know? I mean, you always got to love the flawed. You always got to love the flaws. It's more character. Okay? It's more character. We're all flawed. All of us are. But you got to get that up. You got to get all that out. All of it. Clean it all. This is what I'm talking about. Bam. Get it out. Okay? Got to get it out. There's no such thing as perfect. Except Him. Except our Lord Jesus. You know? So, and until you realize that, you're not going to go to Him fully. Because, again, you're not going to want to show your flaws. Well, you can't hide them. He already knows them, first of all. He already knows them all. He just wants you to come to Him. You know? Say, here you go. Help me, Lord. I'm just a fruitcake. I'm just a mess. You know? I'm just all over the board here. But I know you can help me. And I know you know. I know you know inside of me. I know you know my heart. I know you know what I live with. I know you know all that. You just pour it out. Just pour it all out. That's what you gotta do. Okay? Because He just loves us so much. You can't even imagine how much He loves us. And what He's coming to do, He didn't want to do it. He don't want to do it. But He's got to do it. He's got to do it. You know? He really does. Don't want to. Because it's not it's not His nature. It's not, you know. But this time when He comes back, He is exactly who the Word says He is. You know, it's what He's got to do. But it's not as hard as you think. And don't worry about stuff. Don't worry about this is the big stuff. You understand? This is the big stuff. Everything else after that, once you do that, everything will fall into place. It will. It'll all fall into place. When I say empty it out. Empty it out. It goes all the way back. Whatever festers on you, get it out. Because you see how it happens? I was talking about the dishwasher and how you start thinking, have those conversations, and then when somebody else comes in, you say, remember that, and they bring something else up, and something else up, and something else up, and it goes, oh, see? It's exactly what it does. So, and then your whole day's blue, and you haven't even thought of Him. You haven't even dealt with Him. You haven't even gone to Him, nothing, because you're all in this, that dishwasher. All over the dishwasher. You get what I'm saying, don't you? All right. So, anyway, I hope that helped. All right. See you soon.